Hey, it's Tony, and welcome to Coolest Life. This is the Masonic edition because this is the Scottish Rite Center here in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm about to go inside. I'll knock this time to see if we can get admission because I was here a couple days ago. I did the old knock thing, and they were having a wedding. Wouldn't let me in. For some reason, I didn't have a tux or something. So stick with us here. We'll take a tour of this building because you've just entered the Coolest Life Masonic edition. So the inside looks like a castle, right down to the doors coming in. The arches going on. Really neat looking building. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Rite Scranton. Stairwell. Really cool looking building. Looks like an old castle. Here the building, rooms here to the side. We're going to go in the big room here in a minute. Flooring looks really cool. There's a theater there, they got a camp going on. Cool. Really cool. They've probably done some movies in here, as we might guess. So here's the main auditorium room. They got a huge stage. They're doing a summer camp here now. It's really cool. Except I can hear them downstairs too. It's older. Really cool looking. And this is a big ballroom they have. It's actually the back end of the stage also. The stage is that way. It's a real nice ballroom. Got a balcony and everything. Interesting. And here they got on the walls the plans that were made in 1926. Interesting. So we've got a hall up here, Tuscan Hall. My guess is there's probably meeting rooms up there is what those are. We're going to try to go up there. Those are going to be straight upstairs from us where we're at. Upstairs on the 4th floor, they've got another, looks like they're doing a production of something on here. Really cool looking room though. It's got a balcony. And here, one of the ends is actually just outside of the elevators. Brother Louis Wattress. See what? Right, works for Grand Master of Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania. And that's looking out from their stained glass, looking outside of the city. Nice little sitting area. I love the ceiling. Well, that's where they always put more work in the ceilings. It's like today's houses are the opposite. There's more work in the flooring than the ceiling. But not in a place like this. There's more work in the ceiling. Love those big arches. And then here they've got a lot of memorabilia from some of the lodges that meet here. Union Lodge number 129. It's their past master list. Obviously they got some commandery going on here. We here or not. It is considered Masonics here, not just Scottish Rite, but I think Scottish Rite was probably the ones that actually built it. As you come into here, you've got some items from the Union Lodge, some items of historical significance to them. It's kind of hard to see that gavel in there, and I can see I gotta get really close to see some of the Masonic pins. And then voila, the hall. Which hall is this? Snyder Memorial Hall. That's what hall it is. Peter Williamson, 323. Beautiful room. Let's just take you a quick walk through the room. You know, she got 2 steps here. So of course this will be your senior warden. I don't see any logos on the chair. That's an awful big Table there to one side or column. I love the looks of the arches in this room and the very heavy doors, heavy looking doors. I saw these door knockers throughout the building also. They're solid. Water fountain in the corner. It looks like this is definitely an active lodge. And how I know that is because when there's an altar here, you see something a little strange. In New York, you don't normally see a kneeling pad on this side of the altar. And also one other thing I noticed from I said New York, this is Pennsylvania we're in now. So in Pennsylvania, you see the differences. We saw where in New York lodges, this light here was up there, was sitting right about here in their lodge. I like the paintings on the side. It looks like clouds all the way around. There's no stars in the ceiling, but man, the ceiling, holy cow, it beams like would be any ship would be proud of. And also that chandelier reminds me of like a ship area. Maybe it would be hanging in a dining room of a large ship. This is where the master would sit. This seat is a little over 6 feet in height from the top there. You got the logo and the tapestry around here. It's nice. I don't see a G on the wall up there. Maybe they put it on, or maybe they don't require it, but I'm normally used to seeing a G, but it would be right up in this area. Really in great condition. No one's on the floor level here. I don't see any chairs on the floor level. So really I wouldn't say that they're ready for a degree or anything, because you would think maybe some of these two chairs here, one would be down here, one would be over here. I also don't see any ashlar. I don't see any ballot box or anything like that. I want to check over here real quick. No, I don't see that. But you want to talk about a nice room? It really is a nice room. Good size. It may be perfectly square. To my naked eye, I would say this room probably is. It may be a rectangle. From a rectangle along its ends from east to west. Let's go see that other room. Yeah, I'm about to go into this room. It's got a demolay. There's your ballot box. There's one of the ballot boxes they would use. Peter Williamson Lodge and the Peter Williamson Lodge. And good news, I found a light switch. This room here is definitely more square. Got the two steps here where your senior warden would sit. Good looking furniture. This one comes with a vacuum cleaner. Nice. The three chairs up here. They would have their marshal would sit up here. But this would be his chair right here, I believe. Another drinking fountain in the corner, old school. In the corner there's actually a restroom. You don't have to leave the lodge to use the restroom. I like the crown molding. They got some, maybe not so much Masonic working tools, but not as the organization goes itself. They've also got these hooks on the side. I don't know exactly what those are. Maybe they're to hang a curtain rod or something. That could possibly be. Not too much to see at the altar. Again, you've got a pad on both sides. And you can see these are deliberate. This is where your lesser lights would stand. So they make plugins right in the floor so you know exactly where they should be for the state of Pennsylvania. Be going to some more Pennsylvania lodges probably next week. Not much to see out here. It's hard to really give you a taste of what the lodge is like when we don't have the regalia out. Their staffs are gone, the ballot box and everything like that. I do like the fact that this has got a Masonic logo on the master's chair. Again, you can't do that. You can't sell that to a moose lodge. They can't have it. I do like the looks like type of brass chandelier. And over here, not only do they have the hooks on the walls, but they've also got the circular ones. Well, they do have those on the other side too. Sometimes when you do something like that, you may decide to hang a drape, like when they do the York Rite degrees. You could hang a drape from this one here, and maybe put a temporary staff or a column here, and you would put the other one, hook it to the other one right here on the wall, hook it to that one there, and so you've got a border. So when you're doing the veils, you can actually have that room. You can see they put AC in here, and they basically just ran it in here like that. Looks really good. No extra piping or anything. It really fades in really well. We saw that at the Grand Lodge of New York. Be sure to check out that video. But that's the end of this room. It's going to be an area where you're going to keep your items if you're sharing a lodge, and this would be the same case here. You've got Union Lodge 291 that's going to be using these doors. Peter Williamson Lodge 323 is that's theirs. Hyde Park, Schiller, Green Ridge. There's a lot of them here. Lackawanna, World Arts Chapter. It looks like they got some extra Scottish Rite cap up here. Typically, when you see Scottish Rite area, they'll have an area for your hats. They'll have a hat room. That way you don't have to leave with your hat, and you don't ever forget your hat. You just leave it in the building that you're the primary member of, because we don't do a whole lot of visiting and we do a bad job of that, from Scottish Rite to Scottish Rite, but this is an example of that. In fact, that's a 32nd degree Scottish Rite cap. That would be your first one you would get when you join Scottish Rite, is the black cap. Check out my other videos that talks about Scottish Rite, and you can learn more about them there. Well, I like the old school, the elevator here. The neat thing about it, typically you see these on elevators, and they'll move, and these don't move. These little arrows, they don't move at all. And also you see the old school crank. It's inoperable, but it still works because they've got electronic. Here's a nice little conference room. I wanted to show you, like the deep mahogany. Well, normally the black is mahogany. It might not be. It might just be painted. Nice sword. Oh, that's not a sword. That's a staff, religious staff. Probably for commandery. Commandery is the only organization where you must be a Christian in order to be a member of. This is probably commander meeting room. You see, it's a depiction of the Last Supper. This is all 3D. This is not a painting. It's probably in bronze or copper or something. I guess bronze. Also see these working tools over here again. These are the same ones that were on the top display areas, which was actually they're displayed exactly the same way. You've got that rod down the middle, and you've got the pick and the shovel and the trowel. And I wanted to show you one of the things I didn't see on the other side here. This looks like a commandery sword. Definitely a commandery sword. You can tell it's commandery because it's got the crown and the cross on it. I know that because I'm a former commander of St. Aldemore Commandery No. 3 in Columbus, Georgia. You're always going to see commandery items with the Christian cross on there. You cannot be Jewish, you cannot be Muslim. You must be a Christian in order to be in commandery. It's the only organization like that I know of within Masonry that you must profess a particular faith. Masonry is not a religion in any way, shape, or form, but we probably do pray in our meetings more so than any other civic organization around, I assure you, besides a religion. And that is Masonic Temple, Scottish Rite Cathedral, Scranton, Pennsylvania. So that's what it looks like when there's no scaffolding up above it. And this looks like maybe 1924, 23. Beautiful building, it really is. I really do wish I could show you more of the main room, the main ballroom that they have here, or not the theater, I guess, area that they have here, but I can't. They're doing that school there, and they have the rights to the facility right now, and I don't. I'm just a visitor here, but this is actually the upper balcony area of the main room. I think next door there is a church of some type. So I see crosses on their windows. So I hope you enjoyed this visit to the Rite Cathedral here in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Beautiful place. I wish there was more lighting and everything else, but that's what happens when you come here kind of somewhat unannounced. And we just kind of stopped in. But hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to send this to your friends, especially your Masonic friends, and maybe they can enjoy this facility also as much as I have. Or you are now leaving the coolest life, Masonic edition.